Hello boys and welcome back to another video. Today we are on the subreddit r/entitledparents. I hope y'all enjoy and let's get into it. A story of how two of my friends almost got badly hurt because entitled kid was aggressive. So here's the backstory. Me and my friends hang out on summer break and we made a camp. We had the thing that people sleep in while camping. I'm not sure what the English name is, but doesn't really matter. And our camp was called the Mosquito Camp. We all had mosquito tattoos. Our artistic friend who drew them on our hand, and our secret handshake was to pinch each other. Before we start the story, here are the characters. Me, friend 1, friend 2, little brother, friend two's little brother, oldest friend, the artistic one, little girl, chill mom. Here are the villains of the story. Entitled kid, 5 to 6 years old, little girl, and greedy, can't take a joke. Entitled mother, entitled kid's mother, not the biggest deal in the story, but she's one of the people responsible for entitled kid's behavior. And entitled grandma, entitled's grandmother, annoying, entitled kid's grandmother, annoying, only believes entitled kid's fake stories and accusation. We also have the entitled kid's dad, but he was neutral and didn't attack anyone or defend anyone too much. So the entitled kid seemed like a normal kid until a few days before the story happened. We were playing, and the entitled kid kept pushing me and screaming at me for no reason. I asked her to stop multiple times, but she never did listen. And when she pushed me, I lost my balance and fell on a boy. He wasn't badly hurt, but he fell onto asphalt. The little girl started screaming at me like it was my fault. I had had enough and got really, really mad. I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Shut up already! You pushed me and I fell on him. It is your fault he got hurt." I might seem like a child abuser, but I have anger issues, and I really had enough of her crap. Then the entitled grandmother, and the entitled mom rushed immediately and started screaming at me. I told them she had screamed at me and pushed me, and it's impossible that they didn't see or hear her do it. My friends also got mad at me, and nobody was on my side. Everybody kept saying that she was still young and didn't know anything. I hate it when people say that, since it's not a legitimate excuse, but I apologize to them because I did not want to lose my friends. I also hate that damn excuse. That excuse doesn't make any sense in my opinion, because yeah, they're too young to know a lot of things, but they should know not to push people and not to be damn entitled. It pisses me off sometimes. A few days later, we set up the camp and we prepared juice, snacks, etc. We had fun running around and that kind of stuff. Then we heard something hitting the camping place where the campers sleep, like a tent. We got out to see who did it, and we saw the entitled grandmother throwing sticks, rocks at us. I had to go home for lunch, and when I came back, I had something interesting to see. Entitled kid stepped on little brother's foot, and he could barely walk. Entitled kid had also bitten friend two's arm. This happened because entitled kid got into the chill mother's yard and played with little girl's things without permission. Then went to chill mother's home and took little girl's things. Then they told her to stop, and she went full velociraptor on my friends. And she injured friend 1 and little brother. Friend 2 could not handle her little brother and friend getting hurt, and screamed at the entitled girl when she came. Entitled grandmother when she came. She said something like, "Who do you think you are? You hurt our friends and ruined our camp, you little brat. I've had enough of you." through tears. The friend too started pulling her hair, but entitled girl stopped her. I keep mixing that up. Entitled grandmother. Then they all started to argue, and with the entitled grandmother eventually leaving. Days later, everybody was better, but we never forgave the entitled kid. We also called the entitled kid and entitled grandmother names behind their back, and we had a good time later on. Entitled kid tried to play with us, but to no avail. She saw me walking through the street, and she said quietly, "Hello." I just gave her that look and went off, and then had a ton of fun with my friends. Karma served. Okay, so I wanted to put this one in because it is a good story, but it is a almost exact example of what an entitled kid at a camp looks like. I've been to many camps and I have seen these people before, and this is almost exactly what they look like. I just thought it'd be interesting to show an example of how to not act when you're at a camp. Especially, it seems like this camp was free, so especially if you're at a free camp, never ever do that type of thing. And parents, teach your kids how to do things correctly, like how to be nice and how to be polite. Our second Reddit post is entitled cousin demanded money and accused me of stealing her daughter's necklace when she hid it because her daughter hated it. Hey guys, this is my first time posting on this sub. This story is from about 10 years ago, but has always stuck with me. My cousin is entitled and thinks she owe the world because she has 3 kids. She is also a teaching assistant in our primary school, but she's the teacher. In her head, she's the teacher, and has inflated sense of self-worth. Here's the cast. Entitled cast. Entitled cousin, ECD. Entitled cousin's daughter. Me, the mighty eagle, and M, mom. When I was younger, entitled kid had given entitled kid's daughter. At the same time, she only had entitled kid's daughter. And her other child weren't born yet. A necklace, and made a huge showing of it, bragging and showing it off when we had gone to visit to say happy birthday to her daughter. We didn't know at the time, but entitled girl hated the necklace and wanted a better one. So she hid the necklace in her room and complained to entitled cousin and began saying, I stole it. I got all this grief from entitled cousin and my parents and my whole family when I had done nothing wrong. I protested my innocence, and entitled cousin began demanding I give her the money to replace the necklace. I was 11 at the time, and asked if they even looked for the necklace, as they suspected entitled cousin's daughter may have simply lost it. She was 6 at the time. So they searched her room. When the necklace was found in her room, entitled cousin claimed I stole it, then returned it. Yeah, how can I do that in the matter of minutes? I didn't get an apology, and cousin still acts like I'm the thief despite being proven innocent. Daughter didn't like the necklace cousin had bought her. And though she might get a nicer one if she lost it. I spoke to her years later about it, and we just laughed about the whole thing. She was sorry for lying, and turned out a cousin had made assumptions when she saw daughter wasn't wearing the necklace. Put 2 and 2 together and got 5. I love that phrase. That phrase is actually really nice. Sorry the story isn't exciting or dramatic as some others on this sub. I had just gotten this story and wanted to share it. Entitled cousin has actually gotten a bit better over the years, and since she's got married, seems to be a little less entitled. She still thinks better than she is at her job, but that's just her. Daughter is a rather sweet girl now, and I don't hold anything against her. I have some other minor stories about my cousin's family. They aren't as interesting as this, and some may belong on other subs, but I hope you enjoyed this story. I did enjoy that story. That phrase is good as well. I don't know why I keep going back to the phrase, but I like that phrase. Um, but yeah, the story was nice. I'm glad you don't have beef with your cousin, with your I don't even know your cousin's daughter. I guess. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, let's move on to our third post. My mom gets mad at me because I'm doing what she asked me to do. So I'm sure y'all have heard about my mother before. Like in the goldfish story. I have not, but we shall continue. Well, it's time for another story where she is the entitled person. I'm 19 years old, living with my mom. I feel every action I do, and that I choose to do so on my own, aren't correct. My mom and I are moving, and she often asks me if I want to move. However, this time, she didn't. She walked up to me and said, "We're moving." I hate moving, and she knows it. And every time I tell her I don't want to move, she just waves it off and says, "Too bad." So today was the day I had enough. I was at my grandparents' when she came in. My grandma told her, "I have boxes for you, OP, you and OP." My mom told me OP can go get them. I was very busy packing up my stuff and really had to go pee. I eventually stated this, and my mom scoffed at me. I went pee and went to go outside to go swing, but my mom stopped me again. "Are you going to get the boxes?" "Yeah, sure. I'm also going to skip my volunteer job tomorrow, just so I can pack." "If you're just going to skip work just to pack, you might as well tell your boss that you quit." "I didn't get a day off, just so I can pack." For context, I work at a volunteer job at the church I go to. I don't get paid, but I get a lot of food that ends up not getting eaten and getting rotten anyway. Also, after her comment, she started blabbing about how one of her coworkers is such a lazy bum, and she shouldn't work at her job. I soon gathered everything and handed the boxes to my mom, saying nothing. We headed out to her car, and she had put a cable back on the battery of the car. It's a long situation that I don't know about anything. She barks at me. "Can you hold the hood up? I have to hold the boxes and fix the battery cable." At the same time, I rolled my eyes and did as told. After we got in the car, I told her again. This time without even asking her and making my own decisions. "I'm going to skip tomorrow." She told me again. "Then tell your boss I quit." "I am not quitting. You have been harping on me to pack. I need to pack. You won't make me quit." "Fine. You always have an excuse to skip your job. Spoiler alert. I don't. She just thinks that. Also, as I was about to post this, my mom shouted at me from her room. She's in her room. I was in mine. "Did you pack any more boxes?" I didn't want to tell her no, I'm typing a story on Reddit. So I told her, "I'm dealing with a broken box." And just got another one done. "Good, keep going." Not an exciting story entitled Mother Story, but this one is what I have to deal with. I'm not sure if she's gonna completely entitled, but her telling me to quit my job after I have a fairly good reason to skip one day of work without really ticked me off. I would too. That would probably piss me off too, I'm not gonna lie. Because she's literally telling you to quit a job that you need because, well, it gives you food for that week. Like, why would you not need it? And anyway, she's just, that's entitlement right there. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day.